Welcome back to TaraChessAcademy. Today we're watching an endgame from the World Chess Cup.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, for today we prepared an interesting endgame. I would even say dramatic endgame that happened in one of the last games of World Chess Cup. So you can see position on the chessboard. Yeah. Of course, we also can see that white has an extra pawn, and you may think that this endgame is winning for white. But to be honest, it looks more like an equal position and a draw endgame. So even with these three pawns, it's hard for white to win. First of all, white and black have both opposite colored bishops in this position, and also very good for black that there is a backward pawn, backward passed pawn at the queen side. Yeah, so that's why black has all chances to make a draw, and of course, black shouldn't lose this endgame. So let's see what happened in the game. So rook b3 was played. Yeah, of course, if the white king moves back, yeah, it's gonna be like cut it from the get into the third rank. Nothing good for us in this position. Yeah, as always in the end game, king is not a weak piece anymore, and we have to think how we can improve its position. And also, king has to take a part in the game, right, Tara?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why king f2 wouldn't be good. Yeah. How would you play Tara for white in this position? Where would you move the king?
If you're trying to activate, you could go to d4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. So king d4 looks like a nice move. Yeah. And probably in this position, black just should try to check the king again. Yeah, maybe a perpetual check. And if white just tries to protect the king and play bishop c3, yeah, maybe a3 could be played. But let's go back to the game. Yeah. Of course, in this position, you can also see that black can capture the pawn, and it could be a very nice idea. So why not to capture it? Yeah. So what do you think, Tara? Is it a nice pawn or it's kind of poisoned pawn in this position?
I think black saw that they could take a pawn, but they didn't calculate to the end.
Yeah, so kind of poisoned pawn, and let's see what happens now. So I think we can play what? Rook a6 or bishop f5 first?
Rook a6.
Rook a6, yeah? Okay, so if we start with rook a6, yeah, I think that the king can get to d7, yeah? So what happens after king d7 in this position? Do you think that our plan, our combination gonna work?
I think it doesn't.
So we can go back, yeah? And now you will see why it's important to put the bishop to e5, yeah? On the same diagonal with the king and the rook. So that's why we start with bishop e5 in this position, where the king can move. So probably it has just one possible square, it's c6. Okay, and what is your plan? How would you play in this position, Tara?
The plan is to make a skewer if you move the rook to a6.
Yeah, so this is exactly what Vladimir Fedoseev, a strong grandmaster from Russia, did. So he played rook a6, yeah? Of course, no one gonna play king b7 and lose the bishop. Yeah, so that's why the king has to move to d7. And for the first look, everything is good and the bishop is defended. But surprise, yeah. So what would you do?
The rook could capture the bishop
Why should we capture it? Let's think.
because after the king captures, the bishop, pawn, and rook are all on the same diagonal. If the pawn moves out of the way, then the bishop would attack the rook. And also, when
Interesting.
the pawn moves, it makes a check to the king, so they won't have time to save the rook.
Yeah.
You could move
So
the pawn to f5.
yeah. So at the same time, it's discovered attack. So the king captures. Yeah. And we just get the rook. So why is this endgame a winning endgame for white? Yeah, because you may think that white has just one pawn on the chessboard. Yeah, you know that sometimes rook pawns are tricky, but in this position, it's also very important to keep in mind that this pawn promotes at the dark square, and white has a dark square bishop. So that's why, unfortunately for black, there are no any chances to make a draw in this position, and this endgame is absolutely winning for white. So very nice position, yeah, and even like grandmaster so made like blunders, mistakes, so that's why this endgame looks really dramatic.
I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video to others. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!
Bye!